is going on, everyone? Judd Burden here with Asphalt Kingdom, and I'm stoked about this freestyle jam. This is probably like our 300th freestyle jam over the last 2 decades, like literally 20 years worth of freestyle jams. But this is a really unique and special one, and I'm excited about this time with you. Raika, it is so good to have you on with us.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone.
So, Raika, you are the proud new owner and founder of SealDeal out of Kelowna, British Columbia.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Cool, cool. So why don't I always love to do a little bit of introduction, and our goal here on these freestyle jams is to bring as much value as we possibly can and hopefully help inspire you as an audience to be able to potentially make a move in your life to build a future that might be a little bit brighter, filled with more opportunities, and of course, filled with happiness. But why don't you take us back, Raika? Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you ended up getting into asphalt in Canada, of course, the way we pronounce it.
Yeah. So, first of all, since a young age, I remember asking my dad to sign up. Back in the days, we used to use magazines. Okay, I'm not gonna say how old I am, but back in the days, I asked my dad to sign magazines that would talk about construction, real estate, decor, and I was about 12, 13. You know what I mean? So deep down, I always knew that I would end up doing something related to real estate. Fast forward, I moved to Canada. I ended up getting my license for strata management and real estate. So I did that for a little while and I definitely didn't like it. I mean, I love the idea of the real estate, but I didn't like much the hustle of the sales day to day on the real estate. It wasn't for me. Strata management was very hard as well. It wasn't something that I was like a passion. So I was invited by a friend of mine to sell seal coating here in Kelowna, Calgary area. And I'm like, you know what? He showed me some numbers and I'm like, this sounds fake. Like that there's no way. You know what I mean? I worked like my ass off in real estate to make half of that. Like how? And for a second, I thought he was lying. But then when I started working in the business, and I mean selling, I used to sell door to door here in Kelowna and in Calgary as well. And every day I would come back home with a bunch of cash. And I'm like, what is this? Like, what industry is this? How come I never heard about this before? And that's how I was introduced to the seal coating. And to me, it was one fun because I didn't have to stay at the office, you know. It was one-on-one with the client. I would knock doors and, you know, directly talk to them, which was interesting to me and wasn't as boring. And obviously, you know, in 20 minutes, you can make, I don't know, a lot of money. I would, you know, you would knock doors and an hour after you have, you know, 1,000, 2,000 in your hand, cash. And I'm like, hold on a second. So
Right.
that's how I was introduced. That's how I fell in love with seal coating.
So I love it, and it started out the same way for me too. Was literally knocking on doors. I had, for those of you that know the backstory, and I posted this to social this morning, but like I started with $8 and $5,000 in debt, $8 in my pocket, and of course, born and raised in Montreal, Canada. Canadian Tire was where I went to go get the 5-gallon pail, but we had to knock on the doors to be able to communicate with people, to create belief and conviction that we were able to solve their problems and over deliver on the value and literally transact. And we would exchange, they'd give us the money, we'd provide the service, solving their pain points and their problems and help beautify their investment. So speaking of that, I have a question for you, because obviously, when you think of a female in this industry, it's rare that you see female business owners coming into this particular blue collar area and building a business with in quotes, a dirty job to build a nice, beautiful life ahead. And so first, before we get into that, I want everyone to know that you can absolutely build a beautiful life through a dirty job like asphalt, right? And
Absolutely.
yeah, so take us back a little bit. Take us back to, because I know that you've accomplished some pretty cool things as well. And so I'd love to hear a little bit about what you've done in addition to knocking on doors to make a bunch of cash and selling some seal coat to now building your business?
Yeah. So, like I mentioned, I used to do real estate. I also did the Airbnb management. So, like I say, everything was a little bit related to real estate. And I don't know, but I had the opportunity to be to participate at the Miss Universe Canada. And at first, it was more to prove a point. I was 36, was last year. And the age would be until 28 max for you to be able to participate. Me being, like I want to prove a point, just like I'm doing now, open my own company, the seal coating, that is not a normal thing to do for a female. I went there and I trying to prove the point that we women do not expire by 20 years old. We just start in our life by 20 years old. And I went there, I crashed, it was amazing. I loved the result. I met so many amazing people. And now again, I wanted to prove that we also women can do what it's supposed to do a man's job. And I met a lot of women actually that is doing seal coating, that is working in asphalt. And sometimes they more like the wife, but they there every day. And one thing that I want to also say is that if you're coming to do this kind of job as a woman, obviously as a man as well, but most important as a woman, you need to work. You need to put in the time because men will, how can I say, men will ask more questions to you than will ask for another man. And I saw that every day knocking doors. More I would knock on doors, more I would understand the mentality of, you know, this area. It's not impossible, but obviously we definitely need to work our ass off.
I love that mindset too. It's like, okay, as a business owner, I am of this entrepreneurial mindset where I'm going to build a business that's going to be a marketing and sales business first. And then
Absolutely.
whatever services you provide, whether it's real estate, whether it's roofing, whether it's pressure washing, gutter cleaning, asphalt, concrete, you name it, we have to be a marketing and a sales mindset programmed in order to actually be successful. And so, can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing with SealDeal right now as because you basically birthed the business. It's like literally starting from scratch. And so
Yeah.
tell us how long ago did you register the domain and start the business? How long ago has it
Okay.
been?
I registered the domain not long time ago, probably 6 to 7 months ago. But when I started working for the Steel Coating Kingdom, that today is my business partner, and that's another very important thing when you start this business. Starting the business with a mentor, it helps you a lot. There's a lot of errors that he did, that you did, that I'm not gonna do because I'm learning from you guys, right? So I think that the first thing that I did was to have a mentor. And today, my business partner, Jim, owner of the Steel Coating Kingdom, he's one of my mentors in this case. So that's the first thing that I did is get a mentor to guide me through the process. So I decided to, okay, let's get it started. Me and my partner actually, we decided to open at least 6 to 7 months ago. We opened the website. Our website is amazing, by the way. Love our website. And now we trying to educate the people through social media because I think that's a very important thing too. Like you say, we are another company selling steel coating in this area, right? We want to do a little different. We want to educate people first. So when they learn why the asphalt needs that kind of service, they will trust us more. So that's one thing that we are really focused on. It's giving them value before they become our clients. Website, we open the website. We focus on social media and providing as much as value as we can.
I love that. That's so important, right? A lot of people are on a race to get rich quick just by going out there and shoving quotes, as I said in a
Mm-hmm.
webinar just prior to this jam right here, is like People just go out and shove quotes into people's hands, and there's no value. There's no real listening to the problems and pain points of the individuals that you're wanting to build lifelong accounts with. And so
Yeah.
we have to have real, genuine human conversations with,
Connection.
yeah, you got to create the connection. And without connections, how fun is life really? Like it just becomes
Absolutely.
transactional. Transactional and dry is boring. But when you actually get into an emotional relationship with someone because you've now trusted someone and they trust you, you end up in a spot where you can have a customer for life and they actually become a lot of times your friends. And it's like at AK, nothing makes me happier than to have my circle of friends be our amazing customers. And like that is such a special thing. People say, well, you never want to mix friends in business. And I'm like, bullshit. I love I love to have like you know what I mean? I love to travel with our customers. I love to go and do stuff. We host retreats down at our place. Like customers come and spend time with me. And I actually have somebody in Panama right now who's visiting, who's a customer of ours. And now we're doing a complete next level business development that the relationships morph to. So I
That
would
is amazing. Yeah.
yeah, it's like of course build the relationship. And I think that if you do that then what you, and I know that you recognize it because you were smiling as you were saying it, you already know, you already believe that if you do that, that is the difference that makes the difference compared to
Absolutely.
just being a transactional company.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So tell me, right now it is currently January 23rd, 2025. And of course, we're coming into February. I can't even believe it. Like when we hit February, it's almost like the season is right around the corner, right? So
Yes.
what are some of the things that you're working on as a new business launching right now over the next 3 months before weather kind of clears out in Kelowna and you are ready to start pounding the pavement?
Okay, my first thing, because like I mentioned, I used to sell for a company here, but mostly in Calgary. So I'm focusing now in creating my pipeline because I think it's going to be very important for us to as a new business owners in Kelowna. The good thing about us is that being partners with Seal Coding Kingdom will be amazing for us. We're gonna come with a lot of experience, right? Our season starts first, so they're gonna come everybody down here and start working with us on our season. So having someone with a lot of experience will be amazing for us as well. But as well, we need leads. So creating our pipeline has now been 24 hours. We hiring right now not only a pavement member, a team member, but also salespeople. We're gonna soon here start training people. I mean, we fully on 100% every day on this now. Like you say, it's literally around the corner. And as a seasonal business, we needed to understand the importance to attack 100% during our season because, as you know, soon enough comes the winter time and we no longer can apply this seal coating. So we understand that we on this 100% every day. So yeah.
Good for you. So right now you're going strong on building the foundation that's needed so that when the season breaks, you already have a pipeline that's loaded that you can go out and execute on the projects. That is
Absolutely.
that is awesome. So you're going to pre-sell a bunch of jobs essentially.
Yeah, that's our what we're hoping for. Yeah.
That's great. And so I think there's something interesting in this right now at this point. And I try to find little golden nuggets and then throw the golden nuggets into these freestyle jams so somebody can have a notepad and take it away. And if you get one good takeaway in this for all of the viewers watching, great. We've done our job, right? So here's what I guess my question would be to you. When you're going to fill your pipelines, it is going to be absolutely crucial that you stay super strategic on making sure your pipeline's filling with the right kind of projects. Because you are seasonal, and even if you weren't, if you're running 12 months a year, it is so important to make sure that the jobs that you are hunting are the ones that are highly profitable and at the average job price that's needed to be able to get to the financial destination. So what I always say is we need to have a financial roadmap to achieve the destination that we've set. And how do you do that? By setting your destination and working backwards from that to create the yellow brick road that's needed, that we need to execute on. How many proposals do we need to, how many assessments do we need to get out? How many proposals do we need to get out? At what average job price? At what conversion rate to equal the won deals that are now scheduled for the dates that you're going to be executing on? I watch so many people, Raika, go out and they just fill their calendars with jobs. And it's one of the biggest mistakes they make because time is of the essence. So sometimes people will go execute on $1,500 worth of jobs in one day. But that one day could have been stacked for another day that had $4,000 worth of jobs, because we were doing larger jobs on the other days that were yielding an average rate of income of $7,500 a day. And so what we want to do is fill the schedule strategically with the right kind of jobs that are highly profitable. And
that is such a good lesson, for sure.
So important. So like I've seen people start their business and they go out and they hunt residential jobs, right? And the average job price is $500 and they want to make $1 million in revenue. And they have to do 2,000 of them. And it's like, you can't physically do 2,000 jobs with one rig. And then I say to them, I'm like, okay, well, what if we were able to do like $42,000 jobs? What would that look like? Well, that would be like 25 jobs. And I'm not saying we're hunting those jobs. I'm just saying what we need to do is find the average job that's going to get us to the destination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that analogy that we start from the end and work through the process backward. That explains a lot of things. Just because, like you say, if we have set how much we want to make that year, it's easier for us to break it down into how many jobs, counting the average job, how many jobs we will have to do in order to achieve that number. That is very helpful, very, very helpful.
It's so important. And I watch people build businesses for years where I'm going to go out, I'm going to work hard and get as many jobs as I possibly can. And it's a mistake. A lot of the times you'll find that, I'll give you an example, like quick serve restaurants, for example, 25,000 square foot on average parking lot. I'm talking like, McDonald's, I'm talking about Tim Hortons, I'm talking about Burger King's, I'm talking about those kind of quick serve. And they're generally 25,000 square feet. Well, if we're doing the crack sealing, seal coating, and striping for roughly around $1 a square foot, including all the crack sealing and the striping, that's 25 grand, right? At 25,000 square feet. And so I think about that and I'm like, how many of those could we do in a week? And so I think about that and I say, okay, well, if we could do one of those every 3 days, then we could pack that into, if we had good weather in Kelowna in the summer and not much rain, we could do 2 of those a week. So that's 8 a month. Let's downgrade that to 6 a month, right? So 6 a month at 25 grand, so 150 a month, right? 150,000 a month. That's just quick serve target. And I'm not saying that quick serve there's enough quick serves in Kelowna to yield that number, but there's probably enough 25,000 square foot jobs that you want to start to prospect: storage facilities, commercial complexes, gas stations, hotels, motels, restaurants, yacht clubs, golf courses, right? Dealerships, exactly, right? And so when I think about that, I'm like, okay, well, my prospect list better be really sharp in the front end of my pipeline so that I'm executing on the things that actually are going to reach the destination that I've set for myself.
Absolutely. And I will say here, Judd didn't pay me to do that, okay? But I do want to say that we are moving forward with the AK Dash. I think coming from a company who did, and when I started selling for this company, we were very, very small. We were like 2 people doing the job. And I think it was 6 of us selling door to door. So I got to help them with the back end of the company and to understand a little bit more of the back end. And we used to do everything by hand. So I created the proposals, the design, the website. I made up a new logo. This for another company, it wasn't my company, but I knew the importance to is to, for the client's perspective, to look professional, right? And I wasted a lot of time doing those little tasks when I could have a CRM that could help me, right? After we watched, I did a demo with the AK Dash, and we decided to move forward with the AK Dash because we know the importance to have one organization when we focus in and make a high, a high number. It's very important to have that organization with the follow-ups, that don't get lost on the 1,000 emails. Someone is calling, who is this person? You know what I mean? All of these things count. When someone calls, we already have the name, what they requested, how long ago we talked to you. Oh, John, I talked to you last year, and you ask for, this and this and that. Let's close. For them, we'll be like, oh, they really know what they're doing, and the AK Dash will help us having all these organizations. So I just want to put it out there. Your app is definitely amazing. Like, I'm not even bullshitting here. Sorry if you can
Hey, no,
bullshit.
you're good. Yeah, you can say bullshit on our channel. We're,
Oh,
you know,
good.
we're asphalt guys and
Good,
girls,
good,
so
good.
so what I will say is this, like the reason why we implemented AK Dash, and whether someone uses AK Dash or another platform, what I'm saying to you and suggesting to everyone is make sure you have the system and the processes nailed. I say this time and time again, systems and processes so that you can plug people into them and you have integrity within what it is that you're building. Because one day you may want to sell your company. And if you want to sell it,
Absolutely.
you want to make sure that there's structure to it and not just someone that's looking at your company from the outside saying, you guys don't have any financials, there's no no P&L, you don't have a balance sheet, you don't have a CRM that has customer data integrity, you don't have a pipeline, you don't have a clear way of defining and understanding your conversion metrics. And who really wants to buy somebody's job? Nobody wants to buy somebody's job. Somebody wants to buy a business that's a machine business rather than a hand crank business. Like, if
Absolutely.
right, I want to buy a machine. I don't want to buy a business where I have to go and do all this grunt work, so to speak. I'm
Hmm.
not saying don't put in the work, but I'm saying, like, if you can systemize your processes and then the work that you do is going to execute on the projects that you've sold, that's what we want to be doing. That's a high performance business.
Absolutely. It's easier for the buyer as well to see the value of your company, right? I know the value of my company because I have some sentimental things involved with my company, right? It's my baby. The client, the buyer don't know. So having a CRM that you can actually show them, how long you have been taking care of John's house, or what kind of contracts you have and what you have done over the years, is very important.
100%. That loyalty, seeing the lifetime value, knowing you're buying a business, that it's not just a customer list, but it's a customer list of loyal repeat business. That's,
Absolutely.
cool. I am so excited for you guys.
Thank you.
I know that you're going to crush it. And
Well, we hope so.
we appreciate the opportunity to work with you and to be able to start from scratch, like something that is super fun for me that I'm extremely passionate about is doing a freestyle jam like we're doing right now, and then in 1 year from now doing a next 2.0 version of it to see what has taken place. And what that's going to do is a couple of things. It's going to put smiles on both of our faces and your teams, but we're going to be able to look at the growth and say, you know what, Raika's up against the fire. She's got to make sure that she's coming into the 2.0 freestyle version with massive growth. So,
Absolutely.
right? Cool.
I
Well,
better work.
so where can people find you? Where can people find your company if they wanted to connect, to reach out? If there's clients in Kelowna or the Okanagan, of course. Any wineries that are looking for some asphalt?
Absolutely. Okay, you guys can find us at our website is www.sealdealsolutions.com, or our Instagram SealDeal Solutions as well. We also have TikTok. The Asphalt Girl is there. I will be posting more educational videos for those who want to learn a little bit more of asphalt as well. And yeah, you guys can call as well on our phone number. You can find on our website as well. So we're gonna be here available for you guys and hopefully be able to earn your business.
Amazing, amazing. And any final words that you want to share with maybe some ladies out there that might be considering to get into this awesome industry?
Absolutely, go for it. Don't think too much. And what I learned over the years is that the seal coating business is the same business as a real estate business, the same business as the Airbnb business. You need to learn about the business and go for it. Do not think too much. But most important, see if you can find a mentor that can help you with the process as well. So I think those are the two things very important. Do not think too much. Go for it. If you have to knock the door yourself, you go for it. And having a mentor is also amazing. So Judd is there.
Amazing. Who knows? Maybe Raika down the line will have some kind of a licensing opportunity or a franchise that she might end up starting. Who knows, right, Raika?
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, listen, thank you so much for being here with us, taking the time out of your valuable day to do this. And for all of you watching this video, thank you so much for tuning into this. Make sure to subscribe, follow, do all the fun stuff, and we're here for you. We'll see you on the next jam. Raika, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Bye.